Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Sunrise Tarot. My name is Leah, and today I'm doing a reading for the sign of Capricorn for the month of March 2021. I hope all my Capricorn friends are doing wonderful out there. As you know, this is a general reading, so there will be parts that do not resonate with you. Only take the parts that do and leave the rest behind. You may also want to check out your other signs as well. Sorry about that noise in the background. That is my cat, Griffin, who is trying to figure out a position on a catnip bag. Also, I've already meditated on the cards, I've already shuffled the cards, and this is a spread that I have for you today, dear Capricorn. In the past position, we do have the Four of Swords clarified by the Ace of Cups. In the obstacle position, we have the Seven of Wands clarified by the Nine of Swords. In the present position, we have the Three of Swords clarified by the Wheel of Fortune, and in the future outcome position, we do have the Hanged Man clarified by the Six of Cups. Now, in the past, we do have the Four of Swords, which indicates to me there was a time where you had a little bit of a break in your life, where you felt like there were no conflicts that you were having, and generally, you were perhaps focused on taking a break from the stress and the pressure of a relationship or a situation. It's interesting that it's clarified by the Ace of Cups, because the Ace of Cups brings, that new love energy. It brings compassion. It's all about, the cups are all about relationships. And when you have the Ace of Cups, it's a really wonderful card, full of opportunity, full of positivity and optimism. It shows a bird kind of going into this cup, signifying that you are downloading information from your subconscious. You're downloading information from the divine spirit, because the channels of your subconscious are open, and as a result, you're seeing better things on the exterior, on the outside. Your relationships are better. Your overall situations in different aspects of your life are better. The Ace of Cups is a really wonderful card to have, because it brings for many of you also healing. Perhaps a relationship became fractured, or a situation became tough, but when you have the Four of Swords with the Ace of Cups, it means there was levity. It means there things got better, things got easier, there was progress, there was improvement, there was rest, rejuvenation, ideas, creativity, fun, people around that brought kind of that new energy that sort of inspires you sometimes, and kind of lights a fire under your rear end to get you moving, and getting, like, doing something. And it's also, the Four of Swords with the Ace of Cups can also be a healing regarding a relationship with yourself, and forgiving yourself for things that bothered you, that you did in the past, forgiving yourself for reacting a certain way to a specific person or situation, and that also kind of creates stability and a wonderful foundation when you're able to address certain things in your life, certain actions that you may have kind of punished yourself for, if you will. It really does look like you've made a lot of progress in the past, Capricorn, and that you've put in work, and you've put in time and energy, and you've done so many wonderful things. And so it does create a really wonderful foundation. Now, in the obstacle position, we do have the Seven of Wands. It is a card that shows a person standing on high ground, kind of, defending his beliefs, defending his like the way he wants to do things as well. We see that he's wearing shoes that are different, suggesting that he's really not sure, what's, how to proceed and what's going to happen later on. The Seven of Wands in the obstacle position suggests that you may be taking on too much, too many responsibilities. Perhaps you have promised too much to your friends. Perhaps you've said yes too much to your boss. But clearly there's a little bit of you're being in an underdog position. Someone around you is not saying such wonderful things. Perhaps you're being taken a little bit of advantage of, and perhaps people are using you to, blaming you for things like, oh, well, things are going wrong again. Oh, just blame such and such. It's always their fault or something like that. Definitely it's difficult energy. It's anxiety energy. It's worry energy. And clearly it shows that someone around you is conflict oriented. Someone around you perhaps is creating stress for you and pressure, and you're not able to overcome it as easily as you would like to, because we all want to stay in high vibration. We never want to come down to low vibration. When we find ourselves in low vibration, we do things and say things we regret. We do things that hurt others. And as higher beings, light workers, we're supposed to be able to overcome and see other people's hurt and not continue to pass it on. So, when you have the Seven of Wands energy, it's difficult not to kind of snap back and create, a conflict that continues. The Nine of Swords is in the clarifying position, and it could suggest that you may be stuck a little bit in the past, thinking back to the way things used to be and how you were treated in the past and how you thought about a different, a particular situation or a relationship in the past. It's important not to get stuck in the past. And it seems to me like it's a continuous kind of pattern with you, Capricorn. We see the Nine of Swords in the clarifying position in the obstacle column, but in the future outcome position we have the Six of Cups, which suggests that you may be kind of, again, looking towards the past and remembering the way things used to be and kind of not letting that go, not kind of progressing forward in your mind. The Nine of Swords is also, the swords are a suit of challenges. And when you have the Nine of Swords, it could suggest that someone is saying, gossiping around you, saying not such nice things, creating toxic environment, toxic relationships. But the good thing is the Nine of Swords in the obstacle position actually suggests that you may be kind of getting out of a dark place by finding new ways of coping with difficult situations, by really digging in, inside yourself and really kind of complimenting yourself for, making it this far and learning such a really incredible amount, because you really have progressed in an enormous deal, Capricorn, especially over the last 24 to 36 months. Now, in the present position, obviously we have the unpleasant Three of Swords card, which is, of course, the card of grief and loss and separation and emotional pain for some of us. It could also be loss of trust in someone we used to trust. And, of course, it brings anxiety and worry and not feeling, particularly stable as it relates to a relationship or a situation. But the Wheel of Fortune is in the clarifying position. Remember that minor arcana cards, like Three of Swords, they are for short-term kind of issues, whereas Wheel of Fortune and major arcana cards, they're for long-term issues. And so in the long term, yes, the kind of disappointment that you may experience in the month of March is going to leave a bad taste in your mouth, but it will pass, as we see with the Wheel of Fortune. And it is the Wheel of Fortune that brings much more impact here, because the Wheel of Fortune is a major arcana card. It's much more significant, and it suggests that you are slowly moving in the right direction. There's positive change that is occurring. Perhaps you're not noticing it. Perhaps it is not as much as you would like it to be, but it's slowly showing up and is going to gain momentum. And when the summer rolls around, that is when you're going to really feel powerful and really feel in control and in charge of your destiny, because the Wheel of Fortune, of course, is a destiny card, and it brings you what you want. But it may not be as obvious, especially may not be as obvious when you have disappointment as a catalyst for, your goals and dreams coming true. It could be a little bit odd, but sometimes a little bit of disappointment creates such a huge opportunity and door opening that leads to incredible bliss. And in the future outcome position, we do have the Hanged Man, and it's clarified by the Six of Cups. As I previously mentioned, the Six of Cups is sometimes repeating old patterns a little bit, kind of going towards what you know, and what you know is in the past. What you don't know is in the future, and so that may create discomfort. We are all human beings. We like what we know. We don't like the unknown. It gives us anxiety, gives us stress, and makes us feel pressure, because we start to come up with all these different scenarios, how things can play out. But ultimately, it's not such a good thing to be looking towards the past. Remember that what you focus on is what expands in your life. So when you focus on the past, there is no forward movement. There is no achievement of goals, dreams. Some of us, or there are times when people want to, get a better job or get promoted or recognized for something that they did. Sometimes people want to have less obstacles in a relationship, that means a lot to them. Whatever it may be, it's important to focus on what is in the present so that you can shape the future. Take ownership of your thoughts. Take ownership of your beliefs. Now, in the Hanged Man I personally don't see this as a very positive card. However, a lot of tarot readers do find it a positive card. I do not. My interpretation of the Hanged Man is that it's a card that came to us from the Italian Renaissance period, and in kind of old Italy, they used to hang men who would create betrayal. So it could be that you're placed in this position. It could be that you will find yourself placed in a position that you don't particularly want to be in, where you feel like you're not very strong at, where you don't feel very comfortable at, and ultimately it may lead to sacrificing a relationship with someone that used to mean a lot to you. It could be that you're sacrificing a relationship with a friend from childhood. It could be that you're sacrificing a relationship, of a friend that is more recent, not just in childhood, but someone that you've known in the last 6 months or a year. But clearly there is a bit of a disagreement, and there's a lot of lack of trust that is felt by you towards the end of March. But at the same time, the Hanged Man also brings opportunity. Once a different perspective is seen, and once the sacrifice is made, there's forward movement, there's improvement, there is ability to gain advantage in a situation as well. So the Hanged Man does have opportunities associated with it. A change of perspective can be useful in order to be stronger and have more experience. Now, let's see what I pulled in the 3 energy oracle cards. And we have walking away, patience, and journey. So walking away is a card of letting go and moving on. This card shows someone walking away from an existing situation. She's closing the gate behind her and is walking away into misty unknown future. This card reveals that it could be time for you to make a similar decision. There may be something that you're finished with, perhaps a career goal, a relationship, or a long-term experience of any kind. Usually when you have the walking away card, it reminds me of working on your shadow. Make sure that you address different things that may be on your shadow side, things that you wouldn't like other people to know, and sort of when you bring that into the light and when you work on it, when you kind of make it free and not no longer have a shadow, sort of integrated into your own existence, then you don't have to do the walking away. Then you don't have to kind of move on from a situation or relationship, because all of a sudden you have a completely different perspective. The walking away card is also, reminder that sometimes situations and relationships come to an end, but it's difficult for us to let go. It's difficult for us to say goodbye. It's difficult for us, and so we linger. But, when there is no progress, there can be no forward movement, and it's very important to realize your potential. When you don't continuously have challenges, and when you don't continuously move forward, you may have stagnation and missed opportunities. Patience is all about peaceful presence and letting go of desperation. This card shows a beautiful angel holding a clock in the stillness of winter. Her quiet, peaceful energy is telling you that it's time to release the old urgency and to look at things with a much clearer perspective. When this card is upright, it's telling you to relax and let go of the single-minded desperation that's been driving you. Don't try to force your will on only one option. When you think there's only one solution to satisfy your need or to make you happy, you're blocking other potential solutions from coming your way. Let go of the anxiety and be flexible. Be patient, be open, be creative. Choose to be peaceful in the present rather than keep looking at the past, wanting to go back, kind of bringing up those memories, keeping the memories alive. How much energy goes to that? It's incredible. Journey is a card about movement and relocation and travel. Pack your bags. The Journey card foretells upcoming travel or a shift in location. It may be as simple as vacation, a retreat, or class, or even a work-related trip. This card could also signal a move of residence or a job relocation. The upright position indicates that the plans should go off without a hitch. Still, be clear about your motivations and mindful of logistics. Let's see what I pulled in the mystical wisdom cards, and we've got Epiphany, Seek Clarity. Wonderful card. I like that. Good Fortune, Invite Magic in, and Gratitude. Be grateful for all you have. Gratitude is a really important skill. It's a really important technique for manifesting whatever it is that you may want. It's also a good reminder, that there are people who live in this world who don't have access to clean water, who have a lot more struggles. So it's really important to remember to be grateful for everything that you already have, and not really, focus on craziness that you see on TV, especially with people who are wealthy, sometimes that just kind of creates a lot of confusion, I feel, and creates unrealistic expectations for many different people. So it's important to be grateful for all you have, even though we always want more. It's important to recognize that each and every one of us are amazing human beings, and it's important to be grateful for what we have. Clearly, in the month of March, Capricorn, you're going to have wonderful good fortune. There are a lot of spirits and guides and people that your ancestors that have really sent a lot of positive vibrations your way, and as a result you have the good fortune card. Make sure that you keep an eye out for that, and of course seek clarity. And we know that you're going to have a little bit of a revelation because you have the Three of Swords in your spread. You also have the Hanged Man, difficult energies, but you also have amazing Wheel of Fortune. Again, it relates to good fortune card that you have. I hope you enjoyed this reading, Capricorn. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much for visiting my channel, and I will see you next time.